Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Driven Wild. Today we are talking about Uber Eats be unaliving me with the guilt tripping. Customer orders Uber Eats in the middle of a storm. Her delivery driver is on a bicycle. One of the cool things that I will say that I appreciate about Uber Eats is that they really do make an effort to make it clear to the customer. Tips are really important for us to make ends meet. Whether or not the customer has the integrity and character to make sure we're tipped is a different story, but they're at least the reason why I like their app so much. There are some things I don't like, and obviously there's gonna be something I don't like on every app, doesn't matter what it is. But for this is the customer's perspective on what Uber Eats does, especially during the rain. So with that said, I want to go over everything that's being said in this article, how it actually is for gig workers and customers on Doordash, UberEats, and Grubhub, really, and everything in between. So with that said, let's get started. When a woman ordered ice cream treats from McDonald's via Uber Eats, she immediately regretted her decision after checking the food delivery app. In a pair of videos that have drawn over 300,000 views on TikTok, poster Zion at Zionnediamond shares that her attempt to order a dessert for herself and her sisters turned into a massive guilt trip. The things you do for content, huh? I'm going to leave her TikTok as well as her profile in the description so you can develop your own opinions on the subject. So me and the twins ordered the new strawberry shortcake McFlurry, and we were like, all right, let's check to see when it's going to be here. And then it says, Trevon's dodging raindrops on the way to pick up your order, she says in the video. You know, I actually do order on Uber Eats now and then, whether it's for personal reasons or me trying to just understand how the app works on both sides. And that is one of the things that they do in the rain. Like, they literally tell you, hey, it's raining. Drivers are really dodging raindrops in order for you to get your order. Do them a solid and tip better. But to be honest with you, I tip the default 21% as long as it's over $5. That being said, they really do go above and beyond to make sure that if they're ordering, they're gonna tip their driver. This is where Zion learned her delivery driver was supposedly on a bike rather than in a car. Ooh, man, he's in a storm on a bike delivering. That better be like a metro area, man. Like, why would you do that to yourself knowing that you are literally in the middle of a storm? And then at the bottom it says, Trevon is on a bicycle. She says, shocked. I'm making this video because I feel so horrible right now. It's pouring rain. I thought the person had a car who was bringing us stuff. Well, just because they say it's on a bike doesn't mean they're not in a car, to be honest. Some people actually make a point about using a bike account and having a car so that way they get shorter orders with bigger payouts. But, I mean, that's really up to them. I will say this, though. I actually did get a Uber Eats driver on a bike before. This was when the gas prices were shooting up in a way because of the shortage around here. And he was on a bike. He was making it work. I was shocked at how that turned out, to be honest, because it ended up raining. And by the time it got here, it actually turned out okay. It wasn't damaged at all. So cool that it happened that way. But I personally wouldn't be that guy. Someone off camera can be heard telling the poster that she should have driven around the corner to pick up the item she wanted because that's a shame. Okay, but you can make that argument for any customer on any platform ever, like realistically speaking. That's not fair to them, to be honest. Most people can argue that it would be easier for you to just go get it yourself, order it yourself, and pick it up, blah, blah, blah. But the point of these platforms is convenience. And sure, there may be an emotional side to things, but if the goal is convenience, that's not something that's really fair to the person ordering because that's what they're paying for. Now, let's say that person decided to go, oh, it's so expensive. No shit. so expensive. It's a luxury service. In her second video, the poster shows her app displaying a new name for a different delivery runner. This time, they have a car. Ultimately, the order was canceled, although the girls did eventually get their ice cream. Follow-up videos show. Oh, are you one of those customers that don't tip their driver already? Like, if that's the case, your order shouldn't have been picked up by any driver or biker to begin with. Some viewers also shared that the descriptions used in the UberEats app made them feel guilty ordering during bad weather. Dodging raindrops has me crying, one commenter wrote. They didn't have to say all that, another said. I would tip like 20 plus. I feel so bad, a third claimed. I mean, I appreciate the effort they're going through to make sure that we're tipped properly, to say the least, and hey, it's obviously working. No wonder why there's a lot of Uber Eats drivers that love delivering in the rain. Personally, I am not a fan of delivering in the rain because that's when all the traffic starts happening. I live in Florida, so you know, it's the first thing that happens. People drive so badly that it's almost 3 times the weight just to deliver an order because no one knows how to drive half the speed limit. Like, it's one thing to drive a little slower than you normally would, that's for safety, but if you can't even drive at normal speed, why the hell are you even here? Get off the road, go home. Stop being the reason there's traffic on the road. But yeah, you could make a lot more money per order if you are going out to pick up those items at those times. Others argued that they would not feel guilty in this kind of situation as the delivery driver chose to accept the order. But it was his choice to take the order, one commented. Not being rude, but he could have declined it and someone else do it. I don't expect people to tip more during bad weather, but I do expect people to tip period. Don't change your principles to the situation. Either tip your driver and be a decent human being, or don't tip your driver and get declined over and over and over and over and over again, forcing a cancellation the way this customer had to be forced into a cancellation. There's a reason why it's called no tip, no trip. Not no tip pending good weather. Not no tip pending this moral situation. No tip, no trip. That simple. Nah, same thing happened to me, but I ain't GAF. I'ma get my food, that's his problem. But some pulled up in a whole car, another wrote. They be capping. First off, this person's a piece of crap. He probably doesn't tip his driver at all. Second, there is a reason people do that, so that way they get shorter deliveries with bigger payouts. It doesn't make it right. You shouldn't do that. That's fraud, and you can get deactivated for that. Nevertheless, that ain't cool, man. Tip your driver. I used to feel bad too, but then I was like, ain't nobody tell him to accept the order in the rain, a third commenter shared. Now, I'm assuming you're saying that in a way that says you should increase the tip from what you already have it, and that is not an expectation we have. I say tip your driver the same way you would regardless, rain, sleet, snow, sunshine, happiness, clear road, all traffic, all that, because at the end of the day, yeah, my tip shouldn't change based on situations. My principles shouldn't change to situations. Either I'm going to tip you because that's what I do, or I'm just not. And honestly, if you're one of those that don't, you shouldn't be getting your order to begin with. This is my opinion. It's worth what you pay for it. None of you pay me. There you go. To be perfectly honest with you, I don't know if she chose not to tip their driver, but the fact that the order was canceled and the fact that he was on a bike shouldn't change your opinion on tipping that much. If you want to increase your tip due to bad weather, hey, look, I'm open to receiving it, but I'm not here to tell you what to do. But there is no reason to decrease, and there's no reason to no tip at all. And again, I don't know if you did, but that's based on what I'm seeing. There are a lot of people here that are saying, oh, it was his choice to take the order. He could have just declined it, and he should have if there was no tip. But the fact that he was riding a bike or in the rain shouldn't influence you that much. In fact, it's ice cream. I would actually argue that it may not be a good idea to do that in a storm anyway on a bike. You're risking the order being damaged. That's assuming he doesn't have the proper equipment to fight that. I know that there are bike bags specifically for it, but that's something you gotta consider. All in all, just make sure you're tipping your driver regardless of whether it's raining or not. And the large majority of us, as long as the tip value is fine, the large majority of us are not going to complain about it, to be perfectly honest with you. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. As always, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace!